My roommate asked me a good point today. Have you taken this time to grieve from all the past experiences that you haven't had time to grieve about? There's been quarantines going on now for almost 5 months. When we're on the go constantly, we forget to take a time to be able to take a step back and say, wait, hold on. How do I feel? I tend to put a lot of people before myself, which is a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. I'm finding a balance in that. In the past, I had a relationship that I was not so good that I got out of. Things within my job that weren't so good, facing even microaggressions within a place that you love so much, and then all of a sudden also losing your job, and then all of these other things, and you have to be able to take a second and say, have I grieved this yet? Have I really gone through the process of letting this thing go, of letting that person go, or of letting the situation go? I've decided to do growth coaching, but I'm doing growth coaching right now for people from third world countries, honestly. We have to really take a step back and realize and take a moment to be able to reflect on ourselves and to be able to help other people. And I was doing this growth coaching with this woman from Mexico who recently lost her brother, lost her sister-in-law, a niece, and a nephew within 20 days from COVID. And currently has a nephew in the ICU and a niece struggling with COVID where she lives. When I saw this woman, I'm like, but you look very, very strong for someone who just recently lost so many people. And she tells me, I don't know how to grieve this. She goes, I don't know what to do with this. I feel like every day something new is coming towards me. And I go, wow, that's very interesting, because for me too, when my grandpa passed away from COVID, it took me a good few weeks before it actually hit me like, oh my gosh, this actually happened. So I think that we really need to take a time to be able to really sit with ourselves and be able to say, hey, I'm home right now. Am I taking the right measures to actually move forward and really feel these things that I've been probably suppressing or probably hiding for a very long time? And have I had time to grieve them yet? Have I had that opportunity to let these things go? I've come to realize recently that I've been trying to suppress some things that I didn't realize I was suppressing. Take that moment for yourself to be able to sit with yourself and really reflect and say, hey, I have all this time right now. What are some things that I really need to work on that I probably have been running away from? Because one of the things I realized is that when I suppress things a lot, it's like they tend to pile up and pile up and pile up. And then all of a sudden I feel like I'm fine. And then 2 months pass. And then I go through this moment where I'm like, why am I crying just by cooking? Why are tears trying to come out of my eyes in the grocery store? I'm not thinking about anything, but I learned that you don't have to be thinking about anything to have anxiety. You don't have to be thinking about anything to feel emotional, because our brains are so powerful that they have all of these chemicals that are able to produce these memories that we think that we forget about, but they're actually still there. We just have been very good at suppressing them for a very long time. So when you catch yourself, especially through these moments where so much anxiety is happening, so much is going on right now with everybody, if you catch yourself when you're in a mood where you're like, why do I feel this way? It's because something is happening within you that you don't want to deal with. And I think that it's so beautiful when you're able to deal with these things, because then you're really able to see like, oh my gosh, I might feel a little emotional. I might feel a little depressed about this. I might feel a little down about it. But go through it. You have to allow yourself to accept and go through those experiences, because if not, then you're doing yourself a disservice. With down the line, you're gonna have a bigger situation that's gonna come your way, and you're not just gonna be dealing with that situation, but you're also gonna be dealing with a past situation or multiple past situations at the same time. So I know that I'm the type of person sometimes I like to suppress some things because I don't wanna deal with it. I feel like I'm strong and therefore I'm gonna get over it and I shouldn't be focusing on that. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's not true. I don't speak for everyone, but I speak for myself, and I say for me it's not true, and I know for many other people it's probably the same. When I'm giving advice through my own experiences. I'm not a trained psychologist, even though I studied psychology. As I mentioned, I've been doing growth coaching with people from third world countries. I'm starting there for now, and I'm doing it for free. My purpose in life is to be of service for other people. When I had my first session, which was this past Saturday, it reminds you in life, have you had time to grieve, but have you also had the time to be there for other people? And I'm not just talking about your friends and family, but what have you done for your own community as a whole? Not even just community, for other communities too. It doesn't necessarily have to be for your own communities, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there who really need help. I mean, people in Mexico are dying at higher rates than they are here in America. And when I spoke to this woman who tragically has been losing all of these people, Fortunately for her, she left to visit her sister's house because she lives next to her family who got infected. But it's just so tragic and devastating. And we have to also learn to grieve for ourselves, but then we also have to be able to then recognize, wow, I am going through all of this and it sucks. I've gone through a breakup, my anxiety is off the roof, all of these situations have happened. But you also have to remember that you're alive. And maybe you've also lost people, I don't know, but I lost my grandpa in COVID, right? But I'm so happy that I still have the rest of my family here with me. I'm happy that my brother, my sister, my mom, and my dad, my grandma is here still with me. I know it was tragic for me to lose my grandpa, but at the end of the day, to be able to lose 4 to 5 family members, that for me was just like, wow. I couldn't believe it. And I think that we have to be able to take these moments in life to be grateful for what we have, to be able to grieve what we're grieving through, but then at the same time to be grateful that we're still here and that we still have the things that we have. We just don't know when we're going to lose things. And the more that we're able to self-reflect, the more that we're able to allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling, the more that we're allowed to ourselves to grieve, the better we become and the more we're able to help other people. Because I thought to myself, can I really help people right now? But then I started counting my blessings and I started talking to my parents and they're like, Ronalis, you have nothing going on wrong for you right now. You need to go help people. As you're going through and waiting for your next opportunity in life, you need to go and help people. So that's what I've decided to do. I decided to take my time to grieve as much as I can. And what I mean by grieving, I'm not saying to sit down and cry. I'm not saying to be depressed. That's not what I mean by grieving. By grieving, I mean, have you allowed yourself to fully let go of these experiences in your life that you haven't had the time to explore as to why you're still getting emotional about them, as to why you're still getting angry about them, as to why you're still getting upset about them. Throughout this self-isolation, I find myself that sometimes I lash out, sometimes even at the people that I love the most. And then I realize it has nothing to do with them. It's that something triggers me from things that I've been through. It's like, oh wow, that's why I'm upset. It has nothing to do with you, and I am quick to apologize, but at the same time I was getting so angry with myself. Why am I latching out so quickly? Why am I getting so frustrated so fast? And then I'm starting to realize little by little is that there's so much that I still have to process that I haven't given myself the opportunity to do so. So I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to really look at yourself and really study yourself as to when you're latching out, as to why you're depressed and you don't know about it, why you're sad and you don't know about it, why you feel like you have to do substances to get away from your mind and all of that. Really look into that. All you have to do is take that time with yourself, go for a walk, pray, meditate, whatever you have to do. Trust me, I'm challenging you to actually do it. Instead of just sitting out there drinking alcohol or smoking weed or whatever, actually dig deep into yourself and find out why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. And I promise you that you're gonna come out a bigger person and a better person. So allow yourself during this time and ask yourself, am I taking this time to grieve past experiences that I haven't had time to grieve in the past? Because my life was moving so fast. So, I always try to think everything as a positive. So I know that COVID is not necessarily a positive thing, but maybe these lockdowns and these quarantines are supposed to be a positive things for us to be able to reflect on ourselves and to be able to say, what have I not really worked on that I should take the time to work on and make myself better, to come out at the end when the world goes back to normal or a new normal, that I come out better than I was when I was in this lockdown? Have I given myself the time to grieve things that I haven't had the time to grieve before? So that's my little bit of conversation for today. I hope that you take that, and I love you, and thank you so much for watching my videos, and please don't forget to share them on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Much love.